Hey everyone, I just got done doing a segment on ruptured and unruptured brain aneurysm. So it's kind of just highlighting what the statistics are, risk, and what we can do. So I split it in two because that one went way long and I knew it would. But this one in particular is just kind of a personal checkup on me. I did release a blog on my 10 months and kind of where I'm at. And, I've been feeling like defeated, down on myself, just frustrated in general. And I use this term a lot, and I think it's very important. Haunted. And it's all because my 1 year is approaching, and so I'm reliving my whole ordeal over and over. And next year I know it's going to get easier in the following year. So it's just going to be my first year that I think I'm going to struggle with it the most. So I'm just really trying to process everything, and I am trying to do as much work as I can on myself. Because I have been in a rut, and I, thought it was like a 1 month thing, and it just continues and continues. And I'm like, can I catch a break at any time? And, a lot of it's just like frustration. I'm just frustrated because I guess maybe I'm a control freak, and I'm obsessive compulsive disorder, and I analyze things to death. And I joked with my mom, and I was like, I think they call that anxiety disorder. So who knows? I don't have generalized anxiety disorder. I mean, it doesn't overtake my life every single day. I mean, I have anxiety when situations come up, which should be natural because, if something's coming up, you should feel a certain kind of way. So it's just, I'm just trying to sort a lot of things out in my head. And I'm just trying to figure out what I've done since after my stroke. Has it been beneficial for myself by writing these blogs and doing these videos, and knowing that maybe one or two people might read a blog, or maybe one person might watch a video? I'm not in it for I guess you would call I'm not looking I don't gauge it on my audience. I mean, that's a perk because I'm hoping they're getting something from this. But this is more of my therapy, is being open and honest about my journey, just in case someone ever stumbles across this and feels a certain way, that they know that they're not alone. Because I think when you go into a dark side, if you don't recognize it and realize that it's normal to feel that way, if you don't have that realization about that, you can go further into a hole, and that can cause a lot of issues. So that's why I do what I do. One, this whole ordeal came out of nowhere. I never imagined that in my life that I would have this happen to me ever. You know, I thought if anything, I would have like skin cancer or something from baking in the sun. Still could happen, but I don't know. I thought that would be the worst of my problems, but I didn't expect any of this to happen. So it was alarming. And, you know, I, as destroyed as I feel, I'm very proud of myself that I had the knowledge to do all the actions that I did to get myself help immediately and advocate for myself. They probably hate me at that hospital. Well, they probably don't now. They probably feel guilty after, you know, they found the findings and were like, oh, we gotta transport you because you could possibly die. So yeah, take me serious next time. But I'm also like, I'm proud of myself that, like, even with everything that transpired in the hospital with like these awful angiograms and like all this, like you could die and we're having this surgery and then complication, you're going back, blah blah blah, all this stuff, you know, like I'm proud of myself. Like, yes, I had moments of weakness where like I cried because I was in pain, and I cried more because I didn't like how it was affecting my family. You know, like, I'm like, that crushes me more. So I think more of other people than myself. So, you know, but this is stuff I have to keep saying out loud so I'm not going in a dark place. I have got to think about all the things that I'm proud of. So, you know, instead of laying in the hospital and being upset, I documented every single day on my phone, everything I felt, every single thing. And as soon as I got home, I just started, I couldn't type on a keyboard. I will tell you, the first time I like typed, it was like learning all over again. So I wrote. It was easier for me to write. So I journaled. And, you know, it felt so good. And, you know, I allowed myself to have those moments where I was like, I hate this. I'm angry. Why me? And like, I'm just sick of feeling this way and being paranoid. Like, people are looking at me like, well, could she do this? Because, I mean, she did have a stroke. I mean, you know, and just being paranoid about stuff. And it's like, but I realize it, like, that it's just a thought. It's not a fact. So I have to process all these thoughts, and, you know, it's okay to feel angry. Be angry. It's okay. Be angry. It happened. Be sad. It sucks. It sucks. It changes your whole entire life. Be sad. Be happy. You're alive. You are alive. You are able to tell your story. You get to see your loved ones. You get up every day and get to live. And that's something to be extremely happy about. Do we have setbacks? Yes, we do. But you know what? We fought like hell in the hospital to survive. So if we fought that hard in the hospital to survive, a setback shouldn't be anything. it should be like, okay, it's a setback, I'll get right back on it, you know? So it's daily reminders to, be like, I'm proud of myself. And it's just something to put into practice, because I found myself too often saying, I feel upset. I am feeling depressed. I am in a funk. And it was not getting me anywhere. And it was dragging me down a hole. And I'm like, I have to feel that way, but I can't let it overtake me. So I am putting into practice now to really say every single day what I'm proud of. And it doesn't even have to be something that I was proud of that day. I will go all the way back to, I am proud of myself that I knew to call 911 immediately. I am proud of myself. Like, anything that you did as a success, be proud. If you were in a coma for a while and got out of it, be proud. You're had the strength to get out of it. If you have neuro deficits and you're doing rehab and you're making it from point A to point B, and maybe to a normal person it doesn't look like much, but to you it is, be proud. I mean, you're getting up, you're doing rehab, you're trying. And for anyone that's making their voices heard and talking about this, be proud of yourself, because not a lot of people want to admit how they're feeling about what they're going through on their journey. And that's just something that I think is extremely important. I mean, we need a support system, and we don't really have that right now because of the circumstances that we are through. And you want to talk to another person that's been through the same thing, because they can relate to you. And you can say, oh yeah, and help each other, assist each other. So I think finding support groups is very beneficial. And I'm not really coming across a lot, and I know there's some Zoom meetings and stuff that they're doing, but sometimes it's just different time zones and working hours and so forth, and it's just trying to get everything. So it's like, do we set up times where it's like one-on-one, where it's like, hey, do you have like time, does anyone have time to do a Zoom meeting with me at this time on this day, to talk? So that's something to think about. But until we can get back to being able to join support groups. But I did write on my blog that some of the support groups, they have the topics that they go over. And initially when I was reading them, I was like, it doesn't fit my narrative of like what I'm going through. So I didn't feel that it was beneficial at that time. So, I don't know if it's always, I don't know what all the topics are. Obviously, since I stopped, I don't know what all the topics are. So if anyone can let me know, like, the broad range of topics they go over, that would be great. But I think the biggest one that needs to be brought up that we all need to talk about is to celebrate. And that's very important, and to acknowledge that there's setbacks and there's emotion, and your emotion's there because you care about yourself. And that's a good thing, that you care about yourself. You have an emotion because you care about yourself. So that's good. I mean, no one wants to be depressed or crying, but I mean, it shows that you are still in fight mode, which is good. You're still fighting through all of these things to get back on track. And it's gonna take a long time. And you know, guys, we all have to realize that, you know, we're not gonna come out the same person that we were before, you know. We're gonna be new, improved versions of ourselves eventually. So, because we've been through something, and we've pretty much gone through every emotion possible, and have dug our way through a lot. So I feel like we're warriors. So I feel like we're different in a very good way. So celebrate it, that you are a warrior. And if you feel like, I hate this day, I don't feel great about it, say it, let it out, journal it, write it, do whatever, say I hate it. It's a bad day. Talk to someone. But don't let it control your day, and don't let it continue to be your day to day. So there's a fine line between having an emotion in the moment and letting that emotion control you. And you can't let that emotion control you. So yes, we're gonna have emotions. They're gonna come up. But we got to learn to say, okay, like, bring it back in. I acknowledge it. This is how I feel. You know, what can I do? You know, make a list of things that will help you get out of your funk or whatever. You know, with stroke fatigue, you know, what can we say? Fall asleep when we fall asleep. So not much to do about that. So I'm not gonna be depressed about that anymore. Like, you know, I have sleep phase disorder. So actually this is great. I'm catching up on my sleep. Not ideal times, but you know, kind of messes with me because, you know, it happens like as soon as I'm like off work. You know, I do a few things and then I like fall asleep, and then I go to bed late and I wake up really early. So, but I just wanted to let you guys know that while, you know, some of my blogs or my videos seem like, you know, I might be struggling pretty hard. You know, I admit that I am struggling, but it's not overtaking my life, and it's not ruining my day. It might ruin a moment, an hour, 2 hours, and I learn to snap out of it. So, you know, but like I said, I'm so close to my 1 year mark, and I get my angiogram after the 1 year mark, and I think that's what is like terrifying me because of my last angiogram where I went paralyzed and blind in one eye, temporarily, which was the bingo. There it is. So it's like, I don't know. It's like if you went to the dentist and you had like a really bad like experience, like then you're scared of a dentist. I don't know. So I'm scared of the angiogram more so. So anyways, I'm working through a lot of things, and I'm taking this experience and I am trying to do everything I can to bring awareness, or, you know, help someone in any way. So, you know, some people choose to move on in their lives, and that's perfectly fine, and that's very healthy. You know, for me, I've always looked for some type of meaning in life and never really found it. And you know, after this happened, I found it. So that's why I just feel very strong about this. So I'm just gonna keep fighting and fighting until I can't fight anymore. And you know, if I can help at least one person, that's wonderful. So if I can push more to promote more information, I will do that. So anyways, that's just my personal check-in of how I'm doing, because I was looking back at my blogs and some of my videos and I was like, God, you seem really dark, like really like in a bad place. And I'm like, I don't feel that way all the time. It's just like comes here and there. So I just want to let you guys know it's not like a full-time thing. It just comes in waves. So, you know. So I just gotta put my sail and go through the waves. But hopefully next week, maybe, no, not next weekend, because it's the holidays. I'm kind of scared for the holidays. I'm gonna tell you that. I have no clue what's gonna happen. All these get-togethers scare me. But I'm doing it. So I guess the weekend after, I will do my whole thing on all my research. So, and I think you'll enjoy it. It is actually pretty fun to like look at all this stuff. So I don't know, maybe I'm a nerd. I'm enjoying reading like all this information. And like I said, like in my other video, like I feel like I'm got the push pins and I'm like trying to map everything out. You know, what these scientists have already done. And just an average person is trying to figure out on their own. So anyways, oh, that's the other topic I want to bring up. There's a wealth of information on strokes and brain aneurysms, but they're in the form of research. So if you know, it's not in layman terms. I understand what they're saying, and I'm sure, you know, many people probably could understand too. I'm not calling anyone an idiot, but I feel like there needs to be like almost take the research that they did and like do a second one for layman's terms. Because you know, you can go to like the websites like Mayo Clinic or whatever and look it up and it says signs and symptoms, but like these research papers that are done are so detailed and so much information done. And when you see the studies and like start connecting dots, you're like, okay, wow, I get it. And so I feel like, you know, with that research paper that they did where they have their abstract and everything, like almost like they need someone to do like layman terms for someone else to read it and be like, okay, so this is what they did. So, but to save you time, just in case you don't want to read all that, go all the way to the bottom, go to the conclusion, abstract conclusion. conclusion will tell you it all, but your mind will start wondering how they got there. So then you travel back up and look at everything and click on the maps, because they are very interesting to see the ratio numbers. So again, maybe the nerd in me thinking about this, so I don't know. Anyways, so I feel like I've done my due diligence. I released my blog on Monday, so if you haven't read it, please go to brainstrokevoyage.com or Instagram and click my link tree and check it out. Read up on that. And yeah, so I probably won't do it, like I said, a video for, you get a break from me for a week since it's Thanksgiving. So, and got a lot of Thanksgivings. So anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night, enjoying all my Christmas decorations, which I probably should do a video of all the stuff I have around, because I talk about it a lot, and the patio. I always talk about the patio. Y'all need to see the patio, because I don't show it. So you just get the fireplace and this painting that I have. So anyways, I hope you guys have a very good weekend. And like I've said on my other videos, I know like a lot of us are in a massive restricted lockdown. It sucks. It really does. But find something to keep your mind occupied. I suggest like watching documentaries or mindless TV. I don't know. But my husband and I just got done watching the Scientology stuff from Leah Remini. So very interesting. And I don't know what we're gonna watch next. So, but yeah, find something. Board games, whatever. Find something to do. But yeah, it sucks. We really can't do much. So, but anyways, have a good weekend. And for the US that celebrates Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. To everyone else out there, have a good next week, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks.